Alright, ready to shoot the first Preds fan reaction video of Season 4, Jersey Guy? Wait, what? There was a game today, a regular season game that counts for something in the standings? A matinee game? I thought matinee games were only meant for the playoffs. The sun was still out when the Preds were supposedly playing hockey, according to you. Everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Nashville Predators defeat the San Jose Sharks by a score of 4-1, the Preds' first game of this new regular season, and they did it overseas while all of us watched it during the day over in Prague, Czechia, in the O2 Arena in the first of a two-game global series to start the new NHL regular season. Hey Preds Nation, Johnny here. Welcome to Preds Fan Reaction Season number 4. I have been reacting to every single regular season Preds game and playoffs in front of this camera for the last 3 seasons, now going on for season number 4. But let's get real for this Preds fan who has been a fan of this team since season 1 when he was 16 years old in northern British Columbia when his team still played at Nashville Arena. I have been physically reacting and emotionally reacting to every single Preds game, no matter what it means in the standings. Tonight, tomorrow, and pretty much I feel for matinee games moving forward this season, I am going to do my recaps a little differently, seeing as for those who may not know, I have a day job, so a lot of times when they play matinee games, I can't watch them live. Certainly I keep up with the score on my phone on the NHL app, but I cannot remember the finer details like I can when I watch the games live with you when their evening time starts. But with this game and matinee games this season, I will do my best to go off of the highlight package, see what worked well, what didn't work well, and may have cost the team goals, and give my thoughts on what they should do moving forward as the season progresses. It's been just under 5 months since the Preds played a game that meant anything. I'm pretty sure that's the shortest amount of time to date since I started this process of fan reaction videos that the Preds have had off between games. Hopefully by the time season 5 comes around next season, that process will be even a shorter amount of time. This is the first time in memory, I think, that the Preds are playing against a player that they traded away or let walk in a first game of the next season, since maybe David Legwand. I can be corrected on that in the comments. And would you look at that? San Jose trying to fire up Luke Cunnin and maybe scare the Preds, puts him on the first line. Fortunately for the Preds, as you all know, for the game as a whole, that would be a futile attempt on the Sharks' part. Just over 61 seconds into the start of the game, free agent signee Kiefer Sherwood, not to be confused with Kiefer Sutherland, as I'm almost mistaken when he first got signed, and I also mistaken today when I saw the box score just after he scored, on a tip on a beautiful setup from newly formed defensive pair McDonough and Matthias Ekholm. Sherwood gets it in past Reimer, giving the Preds the early 1-0 lead. Now, even though he didn't score a goal, Luke Cunnin did contribute to the Sharks' only goal in this game, as 7.5 minutes after the Preds opened the scoring, followed the bouncing puck. The Preds can't clear it in their defensive zone, and the puck comes to Thomas Hertl, and he gets it in past Soros to tie this game at 1 after the first period. Second period, Preds start off another frame off on the right foot. 84 seconds into that middle frame, play out of the neutral zone. Innocent looking shot by, of all people, Eeli Tolvanen, who management and the fan base you know is hoping for big things. He gets it through a partial screen past Reimer, restoring the Preds lead, now up 2-1. The young guys on this team contributing on Tolvanen's goal, Cole Smith, and yes, Cody Glass, he doesn't want to go back to Milwaukee. Shortly after the Preds retook the lead, you got Mark Borieski proving that he can still have a role on his team, protecting the money makers on the roster, and he trades fisticuffs with Jonah Dragojevic. So the Preds lead the league in fighting majors for a second consecutive season? I guess we'll wait and see. The Preds would go on to have their best period of the game, outshooting the Sharks by a total of 15-9, and they would not allow the Sharks to tie the game back up again like they did in the first period, but instead they would extend their lead with just under 5 minutes left to go in the frame. It's newly signed Predator Nito Niederreiter getting in on the act on a 2-on-1 and wonderful pass from Dante Fabro, and he beats Reimer, giving the Preds that 3-1 lead. And let me not leave out, Kiefer Sherwood wasn't content to just get that goal in the first period, because he would get the secondary assist on that goal as the Preds have that 3-1 lead after 2. The third period was a relatively quiet one. The Sharks outshot the Preds 9-6 in that final frame, but took 3 penalties to the Preds 1. Each team went 0 for 4 on the man advantage, and relatively there wasn't much going on late in the game. The Sharks will pull Reimer, trying to see if they could climb back into this game. The Preds were having none of it. The puck comes back out into the neutral zone. Mikael Granlund, very generous, allows Matt Duchene to try and pick up where he left off with his 40-plus goals from last year and get his first of the season into the empty net. Preds win this one by a final score of 4-1. First game of the season, both teams still getting their feet relatively wet, even though the Preds came out strong, and we'll see if we can pick that up again tomorrow. It was a home game, technically, in the standings, even though it was played in another country, in another continent, but the Preds had a good amount of support from fans who traveled and from all of the foreign players who play on this team. They had good support and representation since they didn't have to travel as far to get to this game. As I said, the Preds have one more game that counts in the standings tomorrow afternoon back in North America, evening time in Prague, Czechia, before having 4 full days off to travel and catch up on jet lag as they have their true season opener in Bridgestone Arena next week on Thursday versus Dallas. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. You can find my social media and all my previous videos at Redemption by clicking on a channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption and that a new Nashville Predators regular season has begun. And I will see you all tomorrow night after Game 2.